in the studio tonight. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, good to
Glad
see you,
you're here,
Mike.
man. It's been a little bit.
I know, it's been a week, but...
I know, but it's always, I always look forward to these.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my
So,
God. It's like, it's just freeing. It's like just a chance to come here and relax. And
Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's what I still have work to do in here, but that's
Yeah.
kind of what I wanted to. I mean, this is my happy spot.
Yeah.
I was telling one of my son's friends that today. He came in here and he goes, "Wow, this place is cool, man." And I said, "Yeah, it's my happy spot."
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome to the Mike Files. I am your host, Mike File, with the navigator, Ricardo Torres.
Thank you.
And we're going to do like we usually do. We're just going to kick into a little song. This is by Brandon Hart. It's called Neighbors. If you like his music, on October 23rd, he is going to have a virtual concert. And you can get a ticket to get access to that for $7 on his website. So it's like, I think
So
it's
cheap.
BrandonHartMusic.com. You'd be doing him a big favor, helping him out, supporting him, and he's a really good dude. He lets us use his music, and we enjoy his music.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that the guy is a really good person and a good individual, and his music's awesome. So
Yeah.
with no further ado, we're going to get into this thing, and we will be right back.
What happened to being nice without reason, man? All I see on TV and the paper stands is the lies that they feed to keep the upper hand. And we starving for truth, so we biting in. Okay, you know what happened to it takes a whole village, built on every single color, not privilege. If we all work together, we can fix this. Yeah, divided we fall, but together we in this. What happened to neighbors? When did we start seeing each other as strangers? It's on us to change this, and they gon' know us by our light by the end of the night. We gon' burn down London, fire in the streets of Chicago. You gon' hear us coming like thunder. There's riots on the streets and we're coming for you. Burn down LA, fire in the streets in New York City. No sleep, no slumber. There's riots on the streets and we're coming for you. Giving love just to get it back. We're so used to being wrong, so we feel attacked. We don't take it as a gift, but something more attached. Now we don't know how to live or forgive our past. Hey, so it's bleeding on every single thing that we have. But we leaning on these feelings whenever we sad. And we figure that nothing even better will hatch. So we sit here feeling even more detached. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I can use a little room to let the light through. I could use some good times and some bright news, but this won't happen unless we learn to fight too. What happened to neighbors? When did we start seeing each other as strangers? It's on us to change this, and they gon' know us by our light by the end of the night. We gon' burn down London, fire in the streets of Chicago. You gon' hear us coming like thunder. There's riots on the streets and we're coming for you. Burn down LA, fire in the streets in New York City. No sleep, no slumber. There's riots on the streets and we're coming for you.
Turn off your radio. Shut off your TVs. Put down your phone and open your eyes. Try to make us hate each other. And hate divides us. Only love can bring us together. Time to fight for what
I think that's a good spot right there. He says the hate divides us,
Yeah.
and we got to fight for one another. And in that little off time there,
I agree 1,000%.
yeah.
Yeah.
and Ricardo and I were just talking about that, how we need to, the title of that song is Neighbors, and like I was saying, I've been saying this to people for quite some time now, that we need to meet our neighbors.
Yeah.
You need to extend your hand over the fence. You know,
Just
what was
open
that?
up. Yeah.
What was that show? Tool Time,
Yeah.
or whatever it was with Tim Allen back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember that with Wilson, the guy over the fence
Yeah.
that had the hat, and they'd sit there and talk to each other over the fence. It doesn't matter who was on the other side of the
Yeah.
fence. It doesn't matter what, where they're from or whatever. Talk to the guy on the other side of the
Yeah.
fence. You know what I mean? And maybe put a gate in the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe put a gate in the fence. I mean, I made the joke a while back about how I was in support of building the wall if it's around D.C. And I know that pissed some people off when I said that. I think I said used it in the context of let those criminals cannibalize
Yeah.
each other. It was just a joke, but I mean, the whole wall thing is just.
Oh my god.
I mean, come on. We're going to build a wall here
Yeah.
on this border of this land that we took from you.
Yeah. And on that note,
And the whole concept of owning land, I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody, well, you can't have a country if you don't have a
Oh,
okay,
come on.
okay, maybe, but it's like the whole idea that we have this notion that we own
yeah.
portions of the earth when we're here for
Yeah.
70 to 80 years,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe 100.
Yeah,
I mean, what's the
that's
oldest
like
living man? I think there was a Chinese guy that lived.
118,
Yeah,
yeah.
he lived. Well, there was one. I think there was a Chinese guy that lived like he was.
Oh my
old.
God.
I'd have to look it up and see, but it was like 150 or some shit.
Oh my god.
This was a long while back.
Yeah.
Boy, he was an ugly mug too. But I mean, really, you think about it. I mean, if we're saying that the Earth is, however old that we're saying, and I don't think anybody really knows.
Nah.
They say science. Well, science is fallible. Men are
Yeah.
fallible. Science is created by men.
But it's like I
mean-
have like 30 years left, so I
Yeah.
plan on taking advantage of those instead
and-
of thinking about the 10 years that I
Yeah,
lost.
and can you imagine? You go out there, you build a fence, and you're like, "This, you
No.
don't cross this. This is mine." That
like-
Earth has been there,
Yeah.
way before you came around.
Yeah,
and it's going to be there
they're
a long time
you
after.
leave. Yep.
And to sit there and have this audacious mentality that you can put down your survey stakes and
Yeah.
this is mine. This is mine, and stay out. What?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's great. You got a house. I mean,
yeah.
But for people to, the whole idea of it, it's just,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know. When
it's-
you think about it, it's really pretty silly.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck are we doing? This country has only been here for, let's see, I guess 245 years.
Yeah.
How many of those years have this country been at war? Out of the 245 of existence, I bet you it's over 200 years. How many years
Yeah.
of peace has America actually had? We've been at war.
Yeah. It's with so many countries.
Always.
It's like
Always. We are always involved in war. Land of the free, home of the brave. You got oil? Sounds like you need
Yeah.
some freedom.
yeah.
We're
It's
coming
like,
for you and your oil. Venezuela, you're next. I mean, straight up, it's like we're always involved with the countries that have something
Yeah.
that we want.
But on that, let's move to a happy place and
Yeah.
let me celebrate the fact that I got my
Yes,
U.S.
yes.
passport. I am a U.S. citizen now.
Yes.
100%.
Ricardo, 22 years, you said?
Yeah.
22 years. So see, that's a problem right there. I'm so happy for you, man.
Yeah.
And it should not have taken that long.
No, and it
For
shouldn't have.
crying out loud, you went to college here. You
Yeah.
got a degree here. You were working in the finance world here.
Yeah.
You've been through a major traumatic surgery in our hospitals here and recovered
Yeah.
from it. I mean, you've had children here
Yeah.
and 22 years.
Yeah.
That's what needs to change. That's the problem right there. There's got to be.
I mean, I could
The
have
path to
gotten it
citizenship.
after 3 years, but
Yeah.
back then I was in college. I was just
Right.
like, yeah, let's go to the next party and just,
Oh, so you
cares?
could have got it then.
yeah.
Okay. Now, how's that different from? Didn't you say though they told you not to apply for it
Yeah.
at that point? In
No,
time?
no,
They
no.
said
It's
to
like
wait?
after I got married, it's like just wait a
Oh,
year
right.
and then you can apply.
Okay.
But if you can wait longer, your chances of getting it are way higher.
Even after you married an American, a natural born American
Yeah.
citizen.
you
That's
still
crazy.
have to wait a year.
Wow. Yeah, 'cause
But-
I think I
but-
remember you saying that.
But it's like if you wait 3 years, then the chances of you getting it is like 99%. So
Okay. So how about all these folks that are coming over the border? What are they looking at? Who knows?
yeah, I don't know. It's like as soon as they cross the border, they have to apply for like the permission to stay, but it's
Right.
like that's in limbo. So I don't even know when that will be processed because
Well, and then they're taking people in there. They were taking people and putting them on planes and flying them by night to, places in Tennessee and
yeah,
a lot of these people are testing positive for COVID.
yeah,
they're, I don't know what's going on under that bridge.
No.
They've kind of seemed to shirk that right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to have all these other things come up, I think, to draw any attention away from that. Like we saw earlier tonight when we watched that video with our wonderful vice president and her child actors in her space video.
Oh my God.
Those kids were hired actors. YouTube hired them. That was a YouTube production.
So
you
stupid
saw the tag on there.
it's so stupid that they spend the money that we pay them to hire actors. It's like
and then you see her and she's at college football games flipping coins.
Yeah.
What is she doing at a football game, for crying out loud?
she should be working.
We have major crises happen. We have Americans still stuck in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We have the border crisis on the south going on. We have what's happening off the coast with our shipping.
Yeah, cargo ships.
The cargo ships. That's going to be a crisis.
Yeah.
It's already become a crisis.
Well, let me say that at Walmart is thinking that the best way to deal with this crisis is to build their own factories in the U.S. and build their own products, not buy anything from outsiders.
And they should.
Yeah.
They have enough money to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I know it doesn't for the corporations that can, if they're looking at the bottom line and they're selling on the level of a Walmart, and they can get things for a nickel or a dime cheaper from China, then they're going to look at the bottom line. But I mean, it would be nice to see Walmart employees not be the largest factor or faction of employees in the country that are on federal assistance.
Yeah, and
the Waltons are making billions every year.
I mean, we're all getting a raise this year.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Well, but look at inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation is up.
It's gonna
it's up
take
to
care of that.
it's from last year. It's up 5.5%.
Yeah.
I was looking at lumber prices are up close to up 25% from last year at this time, and that's just looking at last year because they'd already risen.
Yeah.
I mean, so they're almost twice the price. I mean, lumber's almost twice the price as what it was before the COVID thing hit. Groceries are every time I go to the grocery store, man, I walk out with 3 bags and it's $50, man. Like a couple packs of cheese, loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, some eggs,
I hear you.
I mean, it's just, every night I don't get out of there for under. I mean, if $50 is nothing. If I'm really going on a trip, it's going to be $500.
Yeah.
If I'm really going to a store to really pick up, what I need. I mean, if I go to Costco, insane. And that was 4 years ago. If I was going to Costco, I'd spend $500 easy. Now it'd be $1,000.
Oh yeah.
To get the same thing, and it's going to only get worse.
Yeah.
And so people are getting more money.
I watched.
But we've got the labor shortage. That's inflation right there.
Yeah, and I watched when will this crisis with the shipping containers be solved? Probably not until the end of next year.
Yep. Yeah, they don't have the drivers.
Yeah.
They don't have the longshoremen.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, I used to sit there and watch them bring them in all day.
Yeah.
All day, all night, in, out. Huge contain, and now they're all just out there.
Yeah.
Burning up all that diesel fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you got to like we were talking last time. You've got all those those refrigerator containers that have to be plugged in.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so long that stuff stays good.
Yeah.
And then once you get it on shore and get it shipped out, it's going to show up at the stores. It's going to be the expiration date's going to be reached on it. And it's going to be bad. And they're saying people aren't going to be getting. Of course, we're such a materialistic country. We're worried about our Christmas presents. I heard a whole thing about that today.
Oh.
You better order your Christmas presents early.
Oh, fuck.
It's so fucking... Christmas is one... I'm sorry. And I whatever. I'm just gonna... It's one of the worst holidays. It might be my least favorite holiday.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it's all it is, and especially, as a father...
Yeah.
All you do is spend money.
Yeah.
I mean...
And it's like, when do you ever get anything?
There were years I was $3,000 to $5,000 into it, and then you watch the kids. They open all the shit up. They throw it everywhere. They break it that day.
Yeah.
Or they don't ever use it, and then you just got piles of shit everywhere. Yeah. And you got a tree you got to take down.
Oh my!
You got to put the tree up. You got to decorate. And you got to go Christmas dinner, and go look at. It's just and for what?
Let me say that. Not last year, but the year before we went to Mexico, it was so nice not having to put up a tree. because
We don't do it here anymore.
It's like I looked at my wife and I was like, we don't have to set up a tree. It's like we don't have to set up shit. It's like,
Do you know where the tree came from?
no.
Okay, it happened. This was back in the day when the Catholics were Christianizing the savages, the Northern European savages, the Vikings.
Yeah.
And every great hall, in Northern Europe, whether it be Norway, Denmark, wherever up there, typically they would build their what they called a hall or a home around a big tree.
Yeah.
Like the tree was the center point of the, that's how they would build around it. And so, the missionaries, they would go in when the women and the children were the only ones there. When the men were out going a Viking.
Yeah.
They weren't Vikings. They called it going a Viking. So when the men would go out to raid, then the missionaries would come in. And so they started implementing things from the pagan culture and using them in order to convert, the women and the children. Because when the men would come home, of course they come home, and then their wife is all of a sudden, I mean, obviously have some influence. And so that's where the Christmas tree came from.
Okay.
Because all of those structures were always built around, either a big oak or a pine or what have you. And so that's where the Christmas tree came from. I mean, it had nothing to do with baby Jesus. And baby Jesus wasn't even born on December 25th. I mean, they've proven that.
Yeah, I know. He was born in like April.
I've seen everything from April to June to July.
Yeah,
but it was definitely not December
not
25th.
Christmas. Yeah.
And they made that coincide with Yule.
Yeah.
See, because Yule starts on the winter solstice.
Yeah.
And so, that's how that came about. They put that right in the middle. And I mean, it was all just a fabrication. It's just like Easter, I mean, Easter was the Feast of Ostera.
Yeah.
That's where Easter came from. It wasn't anything to do with Jesus, And I mean, I know I had a guy that worked for me for a while, and one day he told me, he goes, I don't celebrate pagan holidays. It was like right around Halloween, and I'm a pagan. I'm an Odinist, And I'm like, really? You don't, huh? I'm like, you celebrate Christmas? Yeah. I said,
that's pagan.
I said, that's Yule.
Yeah.
I said, how about Easter? He goes, well, yeah. I said, that's the Feast of Ostera. I said, it's a fertility, a fertility celebration. It's the time when, the seasons are changing and, crops are growing. And
his face must have dropped. His like,
yeah, but you know what? To his credit, he went home that night and he did his homework. And the next day he came back and goes, you're right. He goes, you're right. And I said, I wouldn't tell you any lies, man.
Yeah.
And, I mean... like I said, to his credit, he actually did his homework and realized that, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But it's funny, man.
Yeah.
We're so goofy. Religion is weird. I mean, got the magic. Don't have the magic man.
Yeah.
That's Jim Jeffries. Got the magic man. Don't have the magic man. What kind of hat are you wearing? I mean, it's so silly. And then we fight over it.
Yeah.
And more people have died in human
wars,
history because of religion than any other factor.
Yeah.
Religion has been responsible for the death of more human beings than anything. And it's still happening.
Yeah.
It's still happening. How silly is that? It's so fucking stupid, man. I don't always sit there and go, the Quran is a...
Oh my God.
But read the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Read the Old Testament of the Bible. That shit's
make
fucked
sense.
up.
Yeah.
Fucking God tells the dude fucking Abraham or go kill his fucking kid.
Yeah.
And then right when he's about ready to fucking plunge a knife in him, he tells him, oh, I was just testing you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pissed at that God at that point in time. I don't give a shit. Motherfucker, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you tell me to kill my kid and then it's like, oh, it's a test. It's like, no.
I love that, the whole test thing. It's like everything's a test.
Yeah.
Like Job, right? Or Jonah in the belly of the whale.
Yeah.
It's a test. Or Job lost, just a test.
No.
Come on.
Whatever.
What kind of God does that? You got 80 years. Back then, you probably had 40 years on this planet because there ain't no medicine. You're wandering around in sandals and a dress.
Yeah.
How much fun must have that been walking around in them sandals,
my
barefooted out there in the desert in that sand and the
No.
hot fucking heat and the sun and Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
I mean, and how was he a carpenter? What kind of tools must he have had? They didn't.
Yeah,
did
it's
he,
like
I mean,
he-
hammer,
no hammer, yeah.
nail. Well, I mean, must. How's he
I
a
have no
carpenter?
idea.
How was he a carpenter?
Yeah.
How did he cut shit? Did they have? I mean,
No.
I
it-
should look
it's
into
fucking
this. This is
crazy,
interesting
yeah.
because I always said he was a carpenter.
Yeah.
I've never really. This is the first time I've
Yeah.
actually contemplated that. Like, what the fuck did he? I mean, you know,
Yeah, it's like how
was
did
it like
he-
mortise and tennis? I mean, but he had to have some way to
Yeah.
cut the wood. Did they have saw blades?
I have no idea.
I don't either. This is interesting. This is food for thought. I've always wondered about Adam and Eve too.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's
You know,
like,
because and the people that are like, you know,
No,
that
it's
are homophobic and anti-gay and all that. And it's like Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And it's like, well, if it was just Adam and Eve, then there's kind of some fucking incest
Yeah.
that's gone on.
yeah.
There's some incest that happened
No,
here.
and it's not Adam
You know,
and Eve. It's
there's some things that were not right. If this is how you say it went
Yeah.
down, then the boys were fucking their mother, and
Yeah.
and there's it is
Yeah.
not good. And it's no wonder Cain killed Abel because they
Yeah.
were probably both three-eyed, cross-eyed
Yeah.
fucking morons. I mean, and then
No.
and then you got to wonder too about the snake, the serpent. And I always wonder.
Poor snake.
I always wonder was
Yeah.
was the snake actually God, and God was the devil?
Oh my God. I don't
Think about that, because
You
why
know-
would God say, "Here you are in this wonderful, absolute paradise,
Yeah.
and this is all yours," and he plucks the rib bone from Adam,
Yeah.
and boom. So
Eve is like.
okay, so now we got asexual reproduction happening
Yeah.
there, right? That's pretty much asexual reproduction.
Yeah.
So the first woman was asexual reproduction of a man, according to the Bible.
Yeah,
according to the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a lot of people are really going to get upset about these thoughts here,
Oh my
but you
God.
have to look at these things,
Yeah.
right? I mean, isn't that how it went down?
Yeah.
God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days,
Yeah.
6 days, took day 7 to relax,
Yeah, exactly.
and he gets flooded with prayers on day 7. He's like, "Fucking leave me alone. I don't need to hear about your shit.
Yeah.
I don't care." He doesn't care. It's not even a he. It's
No.
not a she.
Yeah,
it's not a
it's
he. It's
like-
not even a thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Is there
Like,
a higher power?
Yeah.
I would
superior
imagine
being,
there's a higher
whatever.
power.
Yeah.
I would say that there probably. I mean, I believe that certainly there's a higher power than us.
Yeah.
We just don't know what the fuck it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be, you know, some green guys flying around out there in a saucer.
For all we know.
We don't know. We don't know. But let's kill each other over it. Your book says
Oh my God.
this, and our book says incest, and you know, I mean,
It's like,
it's really. I
are
mean,
you
I don't know.
really going to fight about that?
I've always wondered that though since I was a kid. You know, I always looked at that whole Adam and Eve thing and thought, you know, how does this?
Yeah.
How does this add up?
No, it
How does
doesn't.
it add
It's
up?
like,
How does this make fucking sense? They got the two boys, right? Cain and Abel.
yeah.
Cain kills Abel, so now you just got Cain. And then you got Adam and Eve. There's only one female.
Yeah.
He ended up with the Canaanites. Where'd they come from? I mean, he killed his brother. He probably raped his mother. If
Yeah.
that's the story that you're
Yeah.
going with,
Yeah, exactly.
you know. And then the other story that you have is the, you know, evolution. And that doesn't make any sense either. It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Adaptation makes sense. Adaptation happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I believe in Darwinism to an extent that, you know, survival of the fittest,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like we look at COVID, right? I mean, which the virus is mutating, it's
Yeah.
changing,
Yeah.
and so the virus that can withstand the vaccine,
Yeah.
then those mutations are the ones that perpetuate themselves,
Yeah.
be the different variants.
Yeah. Delta.
And that's why we've never had a vaccine for the common cold,
yeah.
because it always mutates. It changes. You can't
Yeah. We
vaccinate
can't
something.
pinpoint it exactly and be like, that's it. That's where we're going to kill it.
Yeah, it's like pesticides, insecticides, DEET, you know, you get the bigger mosquitoes that can handle it. They live.
Yeah.
You know, they carry the malaria around. I mean, with anything, I mean, any species, I mean, yeah, you have adaptation, but I don't believe that, you know, like I've always said, and I've never gotten an answer from anybody that makes any sense when I ask, okay, man came from monkey.
Yeah.
Right? And the monkey came from supposedly a shrew, is how the story goes. Why are there not still cavemen coming out of the jungle, out of the forest, out of the mountains, out of the caves?
Yeah.
Why are they not still? Why is it not still happening? Oh, well, and they say, well, it takes a really long time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, time's been going on for a really long time, supposedly.
Yeah.
So why would it stop?
Yeah.
Well, they were extinct. Well, if they were extinct, then why didn't it keep going? And how come we're not morphing into something else? Maybe we are idiots. Honestly, I think that's about what it is that we're morphing into fucking complete morons, because next thing you know, we're going to be fucking spraying down goddamn, you know, crops with Brondo because electrolytes is what plants crave.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, we already had a game, a game show fucking host as a president. Now we've got a fucking geriatric mushhead. Speaking of that one, now it's been shown that he shared bank accounts with his son.
Yeah.
And those bank accounts were being used to pay his bills and everything. I mean, the dude made $15 million the 2 years after he was done being the vice president. That's more money than he made in 40 some years.
Yeah.
You know, 15 million. Where'd that money come from? He never had made that much before. And then you come to find out he's sharing a bank account with that crackhead kid of his. And then come to find out that computer was real. It was legit. And the media completely snuffed that.
Yeah.
Made everybody think that it was bullshit. Why is that guy that owns a computer shop going to say that? I mean, he's trying to find who owns a computer. That's all he was trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's got to get on there and see it. And then there was an email in there from Hunter to his family members saying, well, I hope you all can carry this family for 30 years and pay half your money that you make to the old man, you know. So, I mean, it shows you right there that, you know, just a crazy deal.
Yeah.
And then we sit here and we follow, and this country just blindly follows this. I mean, just lets his mush mouth and that Kamala, Jesus Christ. I mean, you know what, man? I am not even close to being against having a female woman of color as president. I was completely behind Tulsi Gabbard the last election.
Yeah.
And anybody can see that. If you go back and read my Facebook post and you see what I was putting out there, I was all about Tulsi. And guess what? Tulsi is a female and a woman of color. And according to Hillary, she's an agent of Russia, even though she's a 16-year lieutenant colonel in the fucking army.
Exactly. It's like
that's done 2 tours of duty as a medic in fucking Iraq and seen her brothers and sisters fucking die.
Yeah.
And yet she's an agent. You know, you need to vote for.
Oh my God.
This fucking goony fucking what's her name, Elizabeth Warren.
Oh.
Have you ever seen her dance?
Yeah, I did see that. Oh my God. No.
Oh my God, that makes me want to kick puppies watching that shit. Man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about you imagine her at karaoke night, get a couple of wine spritzers in her and watch her go. Jesus Christ, kicking her little. You know those shoes old ladies wear? The pointy motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah.
Made out of like fucking Teflon or whatever, you know? You're just kicking those things off and watching them break a bar mirror or whatever. Across, fucking singing Jungle Boogie. Oh, God. Pocahontas.
Oh, my God.
0.001% Native American. That was a funny shit too. Is that just by Trump calling her those names, he forced her to take that fucking dead. That was what was so funny about Trump. He could just get people to do shit because he I mean.
Oh yeah, he got the attention of everyone. It's like
then they banned him from Twitter. Come on, man, the guy was hilarious. If you can't take a joke, don't take one at all. My brother used to say that growing up. He's like, if you can't take a joke, then don't take one at all.
Yeah.
We'd be like, what the fuck's that mean? But I mean, Trump was hilarious. He'd call anybody anything, and the name would stick. Hey, horse face, you know. Next thing you know, it's horse face. You know. I mean, like I said, I mean,
Yeah.
I was still not I mean, I think things would be in a lot better state right now if he was still in office, to tell you the truth. And I know people are going to get pissy with me about that. But I mean, honestly, we wouldn't have 13 dead Marines in Afghanistan. We wouldn't have Americans still stuck over there. We wouldn't have billions of dollars of our equipment in the hands of the motherfucking Taliban that we should have fucking wiped out in a couple of months. We should have gone in there and fucking just whooped the shit out of them. And I mean, why did it take 20 years? You're talking about guys wearing
anything.
They're wearing bathrobes and wandering around in caves.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I've watched the way they handle their weapons. They don't even know how to.
Yeah.
I've seen interviews where the head guy's sitting there and he'll have his dudes, and the guy's sitting there and they hold him like cross, and I mean the fucking barrel's pointed right at the motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you would not see
And
an American soldier.
The worst thing is it took 20 years for
them to
what exactly
just to give it to him.
Yeah.
And then lose our, I mean, the one gentleman that was from Jackson Hole, he was on his way back from Jordan, to watch the birth of his child. He gets rerouted, ends up there, ends up dead. I mean, that's on Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He's the one who decided that he wanted to have the whole thing clear out on 9/11 because it was going to look like, why choose that date?
Yeah.
Trump had it all set up for May 1st. I mean, he had a conference, he had a call with the heads of the Taliban, and he said, look, here's the deal. Our people are getting out of there. Anybody who worked with us is getting out of there, and if you motherfuckers step in the way, we are going to obliterate you. Do you understand me? And they did. We would have been out way sooner, and all of our people would have been out, and then it would have been the last of the military, and we would not have given up Bagram, which was the most idiotic thing in the fucking world.
Yeah.
You've got these fucking goat fuckers over there. They're riding around riding around in our Humvees.
Yeah.
They've got all our technology. They're selling it to China, whatever they can't figure out, which is probably quite a bit of it. I mean, I don't imagine that these guys know too much. I mean, they've been living in caves, and I mean, they wear fucking bathrobes, for fuck's sake. Now they're wearing our military's fucking fatigues and fucking all of our gear. They probably
that we abandoned just because
we just left it.
Yeah,
and that's our money. That's the American people's money. That was taxpayer money, and it was just left. And so now I think they said they're the third most well-armed military on the planet is the fucking Taliban. These are the fuckers that were supposed.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've got women and are terrified. They killed a folk singer because they said no more music. Not allowed to have music. Well, what are they? No music.
Like,
what do you? What? Women aren't allowed to read. You can't read. I mean, these are the people that fucking take women and they dig a hole and they bury them with their head sticking out and then they stone them to death.
No.
That's what these people are. That's what these dudes are. These dudes are fucking savages.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know what? I mean, I really...
Those dudes don't deserve
I
any
don't
respect.
like motherfucking child molesters, and I don't like people that exert their power over those that are weaker than them.
Yeah.
I do not like that at all. And I have no tolerance for it. I can't stand it. I hate it. I always have. And I've always, will. In my battles that I've picked, I've always been with motherfuckers like that. I don't care how big they are. I don't give a shit. Anybody that does that, I'm going to have a problem with them, And I mean, a guy like Tim Kennedy, I've got a ton of respect for him. And he talks about his time spent over there and how he would find these guys like raping boys, raping little girls, and he'd kill them.
Yeah.
He was special forces. The dude's a bad son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He's a bad, but he's a really nice guy too.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy, but he
has no respect
flat out
for
said
these assholes,
that he took pleasure in taking those type of people off the face of the earth. And
I respect
agree.
that. Yeah.
I agree with him 100%. If I was in that position, I'd do the same thing. Because you know what? If I find some dude raping a little, guess what? You're done.
Yeah.
You're over. I mean, it'd be like that scene in Pulp Fiction at the end where Butch gets loose.
Yeah.
And Marcellus Wallace is left there. And he asks him, he goes, what now? And, Marcellus has the classic line, call a couple of hard-hitting motherfuckers down here.
Yeah.
Go to work with these two fucking hillbillies with whatever he says, a fucking pair of pliers and a blowtorch. And, he's like, well, what about me and you? He's like, there is no me and you. It's like, I mean, that's I mean, that's how I'd be with those guys. You find somebody doing something like that, I don't care. You're
No,
done.
they lost all respect for life. And it's like they don't deserve to live anymore.
No, they don't. No, I remember one day I got out of prison. There was one kid that would even work out with me, and we're walking the track after working out one day, and I see this dude, and I look at him, I tell this guy, I said, hey, you got a kid, right? And he's like, yeah. I said, fucking keep your kid away from that guy. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, keep your kid away from that guy. I'm telling you right now. And he's like, well, what do you mean? I said, dude, that guy is a straight up chomo. And he's like, how do you know that? I said, I'm telling you, man. I said, get on the website and look it up. I said, you're going to find a picture of that dude. And he gets on there, we're walking the track, and sure enough, there's the dude.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm telling you, man, I can see these guys a mile away.
Yeah.
I mean, after doing time in prison, you can pick them out a mile. It's like, yep, that guy, yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they don't have any, I don't know, man. They ain't got no right to be walking the earth.
No, and do they make their life hell in prison or?
I tried to.
Yeah.
You can't put your hands on them.
Yeah.
Because you're going to catch another 5-year bit because they call it a hate crime.
Yeah.
So if you go and if you touch them up or whatever, you can't. But what I would do in my unit was they weren't allowed to. I was the store guy, right? So I had a side store, which was all the stuff on the commissary. I sold it to the dudes for stamps that didn't have money on their books. It's kind of weird. And so they weren't allowed to, no store. So they couldn't have any store privileges with me.
Good.
You had guys that their hustle was to do laundry, right? So no laundry. Like, you got to do institutional laundry if you're a child molester. Yeah. You're not allowed to go in the TV room. You got to sit at a table with all the rest of them in the chow hall.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, you just kind of pushed them back away from everything. And, I mean, there was times, I mean, I got thrown in the shoe, there was one, I remember one day I was sitting there doing my math homework because I was going to college, wasn't I? So I'm sitting there at the TV room at my table, and I look over, and this son of a bitch has wandered in the TV room, and he goes up to center TV, and you get headphones and a radio, because it all played a radio frequency, so the volume didn't come out of the TV. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him, and he has the balls come there, he goes up there, and the dude he's an old-ass dude in a wheelchair. And he stands up out of the wheelchair, right? So right there, that shows me that he's faking the whole wheelchair thing. And he stands up, and I've got the remotes in front of me, because I'm running a TV room. Yeah. It's my so he gets up, and he pushes the button. I took my headphones off, the guys that are in there looking at me because I got to do it. Yeah, and I go, what the fuck are you doing, man? And he looks at me and he goes, fuck you.
Oh, no.
And I said, really? And so I just took my headphones off, I put them on the table, and I go up and I grab the handles of his fucking wheelchair, and immediately he locks up the tires. Yeah. Right? So with them locked up, I dragged that thing all the way across the concrete floor out into the hallway, and I didn't push him over. I didn't put hands on him at all. Yeah. I drag him out. He tips himself over and starts screaming bloody murder, and the CO in the unit sees him, and the dude, he flipped himself over on purpose. He's laying there on the ground. He's yelling about how I kicked him and choked him and all this. And so the cop comes in. I'm not going to say his name. I'm try not to say his name. But he comes in. He's like, fine, I have to hook you up, man. And I'm like, what for? Yeah. He said, I said, look at that fucking piece of shit. I said, you think if I put hands on him? I said, I think he'd be going to the motherfucking hospital. Yeah. Not flopping around out there. I said, he just did that shit on purpose. I said, he ain't allowed in the TV room. He's like, I'm sorry, man. He goes, I gotta do it. And I said, all right, man, I ain't trying to cause you no fucking problems. I turned around and fucking put my hands behind my back, and he hooked me up, and I got marched over to the fucking shoe, And,
oh my God.
And I sat in that fucking holding cell about the size of, where I'm sitting right now, stripped out, waiting to see what's going to end, and the LT comes in. He's like, fine. He goes, that guy's a piece of shit. I said, yeah, I know, LT. He can't be fucking with these dudes. I said, listen, man. I said, I ain't going to let him fucking watch TV. Yeah. Period. Like, they're not allowed in the TV room, dude. I'm like, sorry, man. I'm like, the day that you, and I told him, I said, I assume you got kids at home. I'm like, so the day that you take one of these motherfuckers to your house and have dinner with them and let them sit there in your living room and watch TV with your kids, this day I'd let him in the TV room. You know what I mean? And he laughed and agreed and he cut me loose, Good. And they got rid of that guy. They moved to another. But, I mean, shit like that went down all the time. Yeah. But I just constantly have to deal with that. I just, those dudes,
No, I agree. They don't deserve any respect.
None. They don't deserve to even be alive. Yeah. And they used to always tell me, well, they'd call me in the back. They'd be like, yeah, you got to quit fucking with these guys. And I never put hands on them. I just made their lives like, it was like, dude, you're allowed to be on your rack or in the chapel, because they all hung out in the chapel. Right, when they would show up, that'd be the first thing they'd do, man. They'd run across the yard to the chapel, and they'd go there, and they'd get their little, because you're allowed to have like a religious pendant, right? So they all had the cross, right? Oh my God. And this is right there, you'd know. Yeah. And they don't carry a Bible with them all of a sudden. It was like because they got caught doing what they were doing. Yeah. And that was the only place they were accepted on the yard was over in the chapel. Because they pretty much were, That's where they all hung out. So you'd watch him go run over there, you know, and then you'd see him with the cross on, and you just go, Jesus. You know, we had guys in there that were producing kiddie porn. And,
Oh my
I mean,
God,
you know,
yeah.
and you see those. And,
No.
You know, and I'm like, you know, I mean, my case manager and shit, she'd get on my ass about, you know, messing with them and shit, and she'd be like, well, look, most of them that are like 95% of them that are in here, they just were in possession of the videos or this. I said, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I said,
it
do you
doesn't
understand?
matter.
I said, you understand that every one of those videos, every fucking image
Yeah.
is a wrecked child's life. That's a child whose life has been ruined. You can't take back that innocence.
Yeah,
You
no.
can't make that go away. And that kid is never going to be fucking right
Yeah.
ever again. And then these fuckers are selling the shit and they're
enjoying
getting
it,
off
yeah.
on it. Every single one of those images is a ruined child's life.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell them. I said, I got 2 kids on the outside that I'm going back to see. And I'm like, and that's why I can't stand these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, and I didn't understand why they wanted to defend him so much and stick up for him. And like my last night in there, man, there was this old CEO, and he only came in like when they were short-handed. Like,
Yeah.
he was semi-retired, like a cool old dude. And he shows up, and a TV room on my side of the unit was shut down for the night. They had closed the grill, and I lived on the other side, but some black TV room was over there. And so my boy, okay, Pook, what's up, Pook? And Mike, biggest Mike, what's up, Mike? Good dude. So they told me, they're like, look, you can come and hang out, because I wasn't going to sleep that
Yeah.
night. Right. I mean, like I was
No.
leaving at 4:30. There was no way I was going to sleep.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I mean, so I go up to the door and to the grill, and I holler at the CEO, and he was an older man. I guess 70 at least. And
Yeah.
I said, you know, I was respectful to him because he'd been around for a while. I said, excuse me, CEO, and he looked at me. He's like, what? You know, he's kind of rough. I said, look, sir. I said I get cut loose at 4:30 a.m. I said, you know, the bar that's down here said that I could hang out in a black TV room and watch TV with them until that time comes because I can sleep tonight, man. I'm fixing to go home.
Yeah.
And he asked me for my name, my number, and everything, and he looked me up. And so he's in there on the computer looking me up. And he looks at me, he smiles, he goes, you don't like chomos, do you? I said, I hate him, sir.
Yeah.
And he goes, me too. And he goes, yeah, you're fine. He goes, I won't shut that TV room down tonight. You just stay. If you want to stay up and watch TV or whatever, you do your thing. And I was like, thank you, sir. You know, he's like, yeah, you're welcome. You know? But I mean, none of none of the CEOs like him. It's just part of the job.
Yeah.
They put him in there, and you just got it. They put him in there, and you got to handle him with kid gloves.
Yeah.
Which is a weird saying, I guess. But that's honestly how it is. I mean, you know, it used to be they go in there and they just kill him.
Yeah.
But now they send them in with fake paperwork and everything else, and they're just mixing in with everybody. And then if you touch them, then you're, you know, if you want to go home, you just have to find other ways of dealing with them, and that's kind of what I did, was just make their lives miserable without touching them, you know? I mean, that's
Very smart.
well, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Unless you're just a jackass. I mean, you know, I guess if you're a lifer and you don't have any chance of getting out, then you just go stick one of them. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I guess if I was in for life, that's what I'd probably do, is just kill them.
Yeah.
And why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know what? Fuck them.
Yeah, if you're
You know,
in there
if
for
you-
life, it doesn't matter. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, anybody that would put their hands on a child. And same with rapists, too, man. They're in the same boat. They're right up there in the same boat, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, anybody that forces their will on somebody that's, you know, physically weaker
Yeah.
than them, piece of shit.
It's not right.
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, let's move on to happier subjects. What else are we going to talk about? Well, we talked about the child actors. We talked about Hunter.
Well,
I don't know.
now that I have my U.S. citizenship, I'm allowed to bring my parents legally to the U.S.
Oh, okay. Now, what? So now that you're a U.S. citizen, do they have a path to citizenship?
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
They have a direct path because I am a citizen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you could bring them here. You're not just talking. You're talking like you can bring them here. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not your sister.
No.
Why the hell? See, that's the shit that doesn't make any sense. I mean, what? I mean,
Because my sister has to apply to that through her husband, so her husband is not related to me.
but
So
why?
I-
She's related to you.
yeah, but it's like different. So I don't know.
See, this is the type of shit that makes no sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That's your blood
Yeah.
sister. I mean, what? Why should she? I mean,
No,
how come your
see,
parents can come here
yeah,
and then, but she can't?
but
And
here-
she's a doctor.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing: is like if my sister divorces her husband, then she's allowed to apply for that. But until she does that, then
Who made that shit up?
I have no idea.
Is that gender equity? That sounds like some really misogynistic shit.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it does. I mean,
Yeah.
just because she's
Or it's like my sister's daughter, she wants to study in the U.S., so she can apply once she turns 18 to study in the U.S., and I can sponsor her, and that's okay. But not until she's 18.
what the hell? But your sister's already a doctor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, we need doctors.
exactly.
This country needs I mean,
No, but it's funny because my sister was looking at that, and she's like, you know what, I think that I might actually apply to be a doctor in Canada. And the Canadians are like, sure, we'll take all the doctors we can get. So
course.
they're like, yeah,
I go up there and hang out with Trudeau.
yep.
I was laughing earlier today. I was watching that Letterkenny. Couple of them yelling at the French dudes. Can't remember what dare he says. That was hilarious. You bagel munching rope pissers.
But
And-
yeah,
oh, God,
it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like,
No, that doesn't make
wait,
any
so I
sense.
can bring my parents and I can sponsor my sister's daughters, but
And borders open for anybody. But
Yeah.
Not a medical doctor.
yeah,
No. You got married.
yeah.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I mean, last time I checked, I think we're kind of hurting for
Yeah.
doctors.
Yeah.
And then you have the number.
This was a good one that I saw. They are taking medical personnel that are refusing to get the vaccine and they're removing them from
Oh, yeah.
positions and they're replacing them with National Guardsmen. The National Guard has a lower vaccination rate than any other faction.
Oh my God.
So what they're bringing National Guards, should say Guardsmen,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to be politically correct here. National Guard people,
Yeah.
soldiers, whatever, and they're bringing them into these hospitals to administer COVID vaccinations, and they're not vaccinated, and they're replacing the medical professionals that have decided that they're not going to get the vaccine because most of them have already had COVID,
Yeah.
and they understand that the antibodies from having had it are 27 times
Yeah.
stronger than. Oh, so geez, now I said that again. I'm probably going to get this thing took down.
No.
God damn it. Even though that's from a study that was done by Israel, which is our great ally. So if you want to take me down for saying that, then take me down. But it's out there. It's fucking science. And if you want to argue about it, then look at the study. I mean, I'm just quoting a study, okay? I'm not saying that's my personal opinion, or I'm not saying I'm a fucking scientist or a doctor. I'm just quoting a study that was done. So we're probably not even going to have this on there anymore. This will probably go away. So
Yeah.
if you're listening right now, which I'm sure all one of you out there are enjoying it, maybe two.
Happy. I'm happy for that. Yeah.
I mean, it's 11:50 on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 13th. Anyways.
Oh
No,
my
it's
God.
just silly. So you're taking people that are, you're taking unvaccinated medical people out of the hospitals and you're replacing them with vaccinated military personnel
Yeah.
who are not medical doctors or trained, or I'm sure you
Yeah.
got medics in the gardens and shit like that. But I mean, what's the difference? And then you've got Southwest had over 2,000 flights yesterday that were
Yeah.
canceled.
It's insane. It's
Wow, that's nice.
yeah.
I'm not getting on an airplane.
No.
I mean, when we go to Mexico,
Yeah.
I'll get on an airplane for that. Fuck it, I might drive. That's a long ass drive. How long do you think
No.
they don't want to drive?
Like no.
Well, I got people down there.
No.
I'll
We'll
get
fly.
you. Yeah.
We'll fly, and then once we're